Hello there, everyone. Pearl Jr. here. How is everyone doing today? I hope everybody is doing great. I know people say, why is she fiddling with her hair? Because when you're on live, it's like a mirror, right? So now you're like, oh, let me fix this. Let me push this in. Let me pull this out. Let me do this. Hi, everybody. We're going to start with Stays All Day Shay. Let's do work and play, because everybody has skin, right? So this is Michael Joe. If you want to smell like Michael Jackson's fragrance that he used to have. Smells good. Smells a lot like Tom Ford's Black Orchid, which was another one of his favorites. We carry that one too. We call it Black Orchard. Okay. So, and we call this one Michael Joe. And I know somebody who wanted me to ship it to the UK, and then I haven't heard back from you. I got to know where I'm shipping it internationally. I don't know what country she was in, but hit me back up and I'll give a price, for that includes shipping, and you tell me everything that you want. All right. So anyway, guys, Pearl Jr. here. I went to the estate hearing, on Tuesday, the 12th, and, it's pretty much Paris against the Michael Jackson estate, and she's giving the estate the hard time. I still have to go over the accounting. I don't know why. I just have not. I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to go through the accounting next week. We're going to pick back up on finishing the DVD hopefully for Live 5, Michael Jackson Survives to Thrive. We're going to be hopefully being able to release that on Michael's birthday. That's the goal. Okay. But we're going to start working back on it on Monday because I've been busy doing other things. Okay. Thank you to everybody who's watched Alive 5. If you haven't watched it, it's really, really good. The ratings are through the roof. People love it, and it's got a very fun surprise ending that, I'm going to get into a little bit today. The court decision with Paris was the estate wants certain accounting and certain records sealed. And she wants to look at those records. She wants them unsealed. So the judge, who is a sister girl, which means a black woman like me, her name is Penny. I don't know, I forget her last name. But anyway, she read her rulings. And her rulings were granted in part and denied in part. So anytime that the estate had something sealed and it was unsealed, that's a victory for Paris. Okay. And a lot of things, more things were kept sealed, but a lot of things were kept unsealed, going to be unsealed. So, I don't know how we would know. But just let you guys know that Paris is still fighting with the estate. Yes, I saw the Call Me Daddy or something called that. I saw that interview, and I don't know. I don't know. It was a softball interview. I'm not going to be critical. Okay. I'm going to try to be cool and not be critical, about it, but you guys can watch it if you want. Okay. The other thing about the Casios, the Michael's second family that he loved so much. And that I think he gave them the money to start the restaurant. I think that's what I heard. I'm not sure. And Frank wrote the book. And then all of a sudden with the Casios, oh, Michael molested me because they ran out of money. Oh, let's not forget the fake songs, the supposed fake songs. And what I don't understand is why the estate stayed on their side with those songs. The estate should have been mad, but the estate stayed on the Casio side on that. And they got something on the estate. Okay. But anyway, Frank said Michael molested me, so to speak, and he signed an arbitration agreement. It ended up, he paid the family $3.5 million. You were for life rights. Life rights. They were writing a book. They wanted to do a mini series, and then I guess it's hush money too. But there was a life rights. There was the book, and there is a story. So the estate paid for that, and they said any dispute that we have regarding any of this at all, we got to handle it in arbitration. So then when they ran out of money, right? The whole family said, even the girls, all of them, their 5 kids, they all said, Michael molested me too, and me too, and me too, and nobody knew. Nobody knew for 25 years. Nobody knew. Come on. It's just absurd. It's absurd. So anyway, there was an arbitration clause. So the other family members decided that they're going to sue, and they went on TV and said some sick ass shit. And I'm going to say it like that because it was sick, and it was sick for them to even say stuff like that. So they wanted the shock value, and they thought the more disgusting, let's go deeper, let's go worse than Leaving Neverland. And they did, and people aren't buying it. They're not buying it. Okay. So the decision is get out of court. You're not going to come to court and try to sue Michael Jackson. I'm sending it back. The judge sent it back to arbitration, which means it's a private arbitration, and there's going to be one judge that's going to decide the outcome of this situation. I hope they have to give the money back. Okay, that's what I'm hoping, is they have to give the money back, since they have said that we won't say nothing, no more, nothing. And then when the money runs short, let's risk it. Okay, so, and then one of them, I think the girl, Marie, she said, they want us to give the money back. Yeah, you broke the agreement. You should get the money back. Definitely, especially all the nasty, horrible stuff you said. But then if you give the money back, they're going to say more horrible stuff. But I don't think the media or the world is interested. Only a small, tiny population is interested in that. Okay. But the other thing is, you can't defame somebody who's supposed to be dead. So Michael's supposed to be dead. So there's no law. You can say whatever you want about somebody who is supposed to be dead. So you got that too, right? I made a mistake. I said Thriller was 23, 24 years ago, however many on the last one. Of course, it's 40 something years old, 40, because it came out 11/11, 11/29. 11/29. I call that 9 and 2 is 11. 11/29/1982 is when the Thriller album came out, the greatest selling album in the world that's ever been created, which is a masterpiece. I always tell you guys the story how I went down to Licorice Pizza, get it black pizza for an album, because it was albums back then, and I went and bought the album, and I wanted to hear Billie Jean, right? And then every song, I couldn't lift the needle up and stop it. Every song grabbed me, and I listened to that whole doggone album all the way through. Fabulous, fantastic. It's one of the greatest albums ever made. And people don't want to say that because it's the best selling. It's like the most traditional answer, and everybody want to think they're unique, and they don't want to say that Thriller is the best album, but it is. It is. I like Off the Wall too, and Off the Wall is close second, but Thriller is the best album that's ever been produced, period. And Cecil's father's name is in the credits. Hey. All right. So, also, the 2-year anniversary to the Skin Butter Store. Can you believe on the 10th of August was our 2-year anniversary? It happened to be also the 1979 August 10th was the release of the Off the Wall album. I did not know. But I remember telling Peter Michael Bobby, he went, oh, he probably knew. But anyway, it just happened. It was a coincidence because me and Michael are synchronized like that. Synchronicity. Okay. Also, my son's birthday. I'm so happy. He's gonna, his birthday's on Monday. So we're going to have pizza at the store. And if you are someone local, come on in the store. You spend $25. You get a free gift, and the gifts are nice. The gifts are nice. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about Alive 5. Come on, guys. You know what I think I'm going to do? Let me see if I can do this real quick. Alive 5. I think I want to, no, I don't want to go there. I don't want that. Let me take that off. I want to do this. I want to just pick like an Alive 5. So you guys can just put my cursor, close my eyes and put my cursor so that I can give you guys another sneak peek of Alive 5. Hold on. Alive 5, where you at, Alive 5? Alive 5. Let's see what's going to come up. Alive 5, survives to thrive. Okay, where is it? I know I got it. Why am I going crazy? I know I have it. All mine are in the, Oh, here. Okay, I know where to go get it. You know, I just get kind of silly after, my mind starts, you get old, your mind's a little slow. And it ain't just that your mind is old and slow. It's just that you got a whole bunch of info in your head. And it's crowded up in that brain the older you get. Okay, so let's see. If this is, where's my last one that Cecil gave me? Alive 5. Let's see what this one is. This is not my final. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Open with. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I thought this would be easier. I should have did this before, right? And we're going to talk about Peter Michael Bobby. His Facebook is still not up. Okay, it's still not up. So, Alive 5. That's MJ Fan. That's the trailer. I want to go. I can't do that because you guys get to see certain things I don't want you to see. That's why I'm not going to the easy one to do that. And, oh, where is my, oh man, maybe I have to do this another time. Okay, Alive 5, where, I got it, but, okay, guys. Hi, everyone. You got any questions? Ask now. And then I will, when did I release it? On the 29th. On the 30th, I released it. So it should be here. Shoot. Where is it? No. I don't know what that is. Al Sharpton. White is guilty. I don't know what that is. Somebody, there's some verdict came in that Al Sharpton was working on, and I didn't see it, but I don't have time to be looking for it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to sort by type. Let's sort by type. And where are my real players? Okay, here we go. Your real player. And it's giving me a hard time, people. My downloads. Okay, hold on. I don't want to see that. I don't want that. Okay, we're going to talk about Peter Michael Bobby while I figure this out. Okay, so let's go to my Facebook. Okay, now, Peter Michael Bobby is off of Facebook. He got kicked off again. And we learned it last time in my life, right? If you guys don't know who Peter Michael Bobby is, please watch Alive 3, Alive 4, and Alive 5. That will give you a history of since January 15, 2012 was when he first called me. Okay. And I had heard that and it ended up being a very special day that connected to me and was an answer to something that I had wrote a letter to Michael to do. Okay. I asked Michael to, oh my God, that was supposed to be in the Alive 5. Was that in Alive 5? See, I'm losing my mind. But anyway, it ended up having to do with the Rare Pearl. And it was something that I had wrote to Michael to do. And the Rare Pearl is a cartoon with the Jackson 5 cartoons, and it dealt with the song Mama's Pearl, right? So that show aired January 15th, 1972, right? So me as Pearl and me writing him a letter that he should do a song with Pearl in it, he calls me on that day to let me know, I got your letter and here I'm going to do this for you as a thank you for me supporting him. Well, I was supporting the truth. You know what I'm saying? In the 2005 trial, I was supporting the truth. Okay. And I was honest and I reported. And by me doing that, I ended up supporting him. Okay. I'm telling you guys, if I would have thought that Michael was a child molester, I would have said so. Okay. I would have said so. And so I'm telling you guys that nothing in that trial, nowhere proved to me that Michael had interest in the same sex, big or little. Okay. His girly magazines all over the place. Okay. So Michael is not a gay pedophile. He's not a pedophile, period. Like Marie wants to say, well, he's a heterosexual pedophile too, because pedophiles are pedophiles. Nah, you kind of like certain equipment. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You kind of like certain equipment. You know what I mean? So, but he could be a bisexual, right? Pedophile. Could be, but he's not. He's not a pedophile at all. Okay. So anyway, so he called. But anyway, I wanted to go over something. And this is something that I just happened to find today. And they used to have a website called When Did You Join Twitter? And that has been gone. But Peter Pan PYT had heard for many years that he was Michael Jackson. I heard about it years before he called me. And that he was Michael. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So anyway, this account was created the day before the death announcement. And when I learned that, I was like, okay, that's a good one. The day before the death announcement. But guess what happened on this day? This was Michael's official Twitter. The last time that he tweeted was on June 24th, 2009, right? So he had to make another account, June 24th, 2009, because he can't use this no more because he's supposed to be dead, right? And the funny thing about when I say 11, 7, and 11, Michael's favorite numbers are ones and sevens. So this was 11 tweets. He was following 16 people. 1 and 6 is 7, and 2.9 is 11. 2 and 9 is 11. Okay. So that was my first aha moment, right? Hold on. Oh, it's getting hot. Oh my goodness. And I gotta work. Oh my goodness. Let me turn this around. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So that was the first aha moment that, didn't he sound like him? And then found out about January 15th and him setting me up to meet with Latoya, and then the wink, nod, smile, and the Macy's. And it was Macy's where he came to give me a hug. And then the wink, nod, smile, Justin Bieber, and then Justin Bieber at the event with Rockin' Robin, tweet. And that's how we used to communicate, tweet, and on Skype. But then we started doing that stuff with the hot chocolate, happened on Twitter. And you when you post, it was called a tweet. I mean, it was, you guys gotta watch Alive 3 and Alive 4. Okay, it is so incredible, right? Plus a lot of other stuff, right? So that was my first aha moment. Like, okay, I'm gonna hear you out now. Since you opened your Twitter the day before the death announcement, that's a good one, right? So then I decided, I found that. And so I said, I'm going to share, because in lieu of him not being around, even though he's supposed to be still on Instagram, I haven't seen that he posted. Has any of you guys seen that he posted? Has any of you seen that he posted? No? Anywhere? Okay. So anyway, so he's supposed to be, Bobby Anderson is the front, right? Bobby Anderson, the reason why I call him Peter, Michael, Bobby, because behind the scenes together, they're Peter. So we don't know when it's Peter, if it's Michael talking, or if it's Bobby talking. The guy that puts himself out front to go, yay, it's me, that's Bobby Anderson, okay? Behind the scenes, we know that Bobby Anderson doesn't have the power to do all the things that Peter, Michael, Bobby did, okay? So it's Michael. It's Michael, right? It's Michael. So Bobby is the front, right? So here's something that shows you proof that he hired him before the death announcement. Okay, look at this. This was one of Bobby Anderson's tweets. April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2009. This is before the death announcement. He posted this. Started new job at Michael Jackson's This Is It. April Fool's Day, which means a hoax and a trick is coming, right? And he's telling us right here that he's affiliated with Michael Jackson, that he's working with This Is It. How would he know this? How would he know a trick is coming by April 1st? How would he know a trick is coming? April 1st. Because that's what April Fool's Day is, about tricks, right? Then he's saying he's working for Michael with This Is It, right? So how am I supposed to not plus everything else, am I not supposed to believe in Peter Michael Bobby? I don't make this happen. I just find it, right? Or you guys send it to me, right? You send it to me. And before I forget, the trial of Tupac a jury has been selected. A trial of Tupac. Tupac is supposed to be known to fake his death, right? This one guy mentioned today on TV or on a podcast. I don't know if he still has a show, but he's a popular dude. And he said, I heard today that Tupac's supposed to have faked his death, right? And I've done kind of auxiliary Tupac investigation a little bit, only because it comes into my being, just like in the Rare Pearl, album of the Jackson 5 cartoon. The Jackson 5 cartoon, Peter Michael Bobby told me he wanted me to get the cartoon series, right? And of course I got it. And that was released on January 15, 2013, exactly 1 year later. But he also told me to get an album. See, Michael did two things for me. There was the album, A Rare Pearl, right? The album, A Rare Pearl. And it went into a series that had to do with Come and Get It, which was affiliated with the Paul is Dead hoax. Paul McCartney is Dead hoax. Come and Get It. Michael ended up owning some of that catalog. It had to do with Paul McCartney walking across the sidewalk and the Paul is Dead hoax. Remember? So A Rare Pearl, Come and Get It was me and a death hoax clue, right? But inside of the A Rare Pearl, the album, the CD, inside, he mentions Tupac. I'm just saying that's why he wanted me to see it. Okay, that's why he wanted me to get it, because inside he had put Tupac's name in it, like a wink, wink, nod, nod, right? So that was kind of fun. So there's been a lot of stuff. And when people get mad at me about Peter Michael Bobby, I have my own thoughts about it, but it's kind of like, why wouldn't I think this? With all that's happened, right? Am I supposed to be like dumb and not pick up on the death hoax clues? You know what I mean? And I know how Michael thinks. So I just wanted to share those two things with you. Hold on. Let me find a live 5. I'm getting a little bit tired of a live 5 workshop. Let's see what a live 5 workshop. Let's see what this is.
Death is easier than being alive.
Hello there, Michaelers. Okay, that's the commercial. That's the commercial. Here is the master timeline. Let's see what I can do with this. How do I open it? Yep, here it is. Here's here's the actual. Let's see. Open with. Here we go. I got it, y'all. I got it. Okay. So I knew my mind needed to settle because I got to get out of here. I gotta go. Right. I gotta go. I'm just gonna close my eyes and move it, and wherever it ends up. Okay. Okay. So let's do. You know what? I think I want to talk about this. Yeah.
Powerful.
His name can. Okay. Here is. I'm just going to do an end of a call that said that they don't.
Privacy reasons, I'm not able to acknowledge any of that.
Okay. There was a phone call
thank you so
from
much.
Forest Lawn, and I have 2 calls from Forest Lawn. Okay.
During the early years of the Michael Jackson death hoax, TMZ seemed to give out information that aided in the investigation to prove that Michael Jackson faked his death. So has Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, later silenced the media about Michael faking his death because John Branca, the co-executor of the Michael Jackson estate, works for the same law firm as Harvey Levin's lawyer and is so powerful, his name, Ken Ziffrin, is part of the name of that law firm.
You're going to push me to revealing yet another connection, which I don't.
I'm going to push you, but I want to say.
I will.
Hold on.
Okay. The connection involves. Do you want to confess?
No. Look. Yeah. I mean, look. I will tell you, and I have never talked to him about this. that Ken Ziffrin is my lawyer. But
there you go.
But I've
So
not.
I
But
wasn't
hold
gonna
on. But I have not. I have not. I have never talked to Ken about this.
Ziffrin. Okay, Ken Ziffrin's
Okay.
firm is who? Who's Ken Ziffrin's firm? Let's
John
go back.
Branca represents the estate and has.
And who else does he?
Okay. So, isn't that something? Isn't that something? I watched TMZ. That's why I was able to get this. That's Mark Geragos. He used to be Michael's attorney. He used to be also the attorney for the Casios, but he had to drop it because you can't really do that. Okay, you can't represent one client and then decide years later you're going to represent an opposing person for that same client because you got some attorney-client privilege. You can't just do that, right? So if you represent somebody forever, you can't represent people against that person because you have attorney-client privilege information. It's like insider trading, so to speak. That's Mark Geragos. He loved it, didn't you? He's like, he loved every minute of calling Harvey Levin out and saying there's funny business going on. Okay? He's saying, your lawyer, Ken Ziffrin, John Branca works for the same law firm. So there's something going on in that. There's something going on in that. See? There's something going on in that. Right? And I believe that Harvey Levin has silenced the media by telling them, oh, there's nothing to the Michael Jackson death hoax. We've investigated it. It's nothing. It's nothing. And it is my opinion that Harvey Levin and John Branca have made a little deal. Have made a little itsy bitsy spider kind of thing when it's meal. Okay, I believe that they've made a deal together, right? To silence the death hoax because I know that I have gathered earth-shattering information, facts, proof, evidence, and clues. And nobody's coming after me for it. Now, that brings me to wrap around with Tupac. Tupac in September be 30 years since he died, right? Since Tupac died. There ain't hardly no proof that Tupac ain't dead. Okay, Tupac was in the hospital for 6 days, right? It's just, who has a Tupac faked his death docuseries like I do, right? Mine don't get mentioned, right? But a couple of posts and a couple little things that Tupac faked his death, Machiavelli, and he talked about death and all that, a couple little things, right? But they ain't enough, not like Michael Jackson. Not like Michael Jackson. Send me a 5-part Tupac is Dead docuseries that investigate Tupac, and he ain't dead. Give me that. Give me 5 hours of that somewhere. It isn't. Okay? It doesn't exist. So somebody has silenced the media, and I'm sorry, Harvey and John Branca, which I support John Branca a lot. And the reason why I support John Branca a lot, because he's Michael's right-hand man. So by me supporting John Branca means I'm supporting Michael, right? Right? So that's why you don't ever hear me hating on John Branca, right? Because I feel like, you know. And I wish that I could believe that Paris is on Michael's team by auditing the estate, because Michael can't audit the estate on his own, right? So that's what I was thinking. But why would Michael trust Paris to do that, right? That's what I'm thinking. Why would he trust her to do that? Because she has been really mean to Michael. The meanest thing that she did was the Confederate flag boyfriend. That was the meanest thing about black and black race. It was her way of saying, I ain't black. And she's not, okay? The other thing was when Michael lost his #1 RIAA album to the greatest hits of the Eagles. She went to an Eagles concert and promoted the Eagles. Okay, these are two really, really, really mean things. Okay, so Could she be working with Michael? And Michael's like, look, I need somebody to audit this. But why wouldn't he have, well, he can't really have Prince do it because Prince needs to get along with the estate because he kind of works in tangent with the estate with Hill LA, even though it's supposed to be a different project, a different company, but it kind of matches Heal the World. So and they use the Havenhurst house to have events. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know, right? BG, he could use BG. BG's very quiet. He's probably into trying to do another film, you know, because he's into film and he likes film a lot. So we got the one short film, coincidentally, with the same actor in his short film that was in my short film that played Michael Jackson Ain't Dead type of thing in A Prisoner of Fame. I'm just saying. Okay, these are all facts that I tell you guys about, right? Except for its opinion that they're working in tangent, but how could you not help it when Harvey Levin's lawyer works for the same law firm as John Branca? I'm with Mark Garrigo's funny business is going on. I'm like that. But so you guys, you please watch some more Live 5. Michael Jackson Survives to Thrive. It's really, really good. And at the end is a cute little thing that's really good. All right, guys. I think that's all my notes. And I will... oh, and I want to talk about one more thing. I had this piece of paper. And I don't think I read anywhere... The media loves to say Michael disinherited Joe. I don't think I saw anywhere where it said, don't give my father, Joseph Jackson, anything. I might have to re-look and re-see that. I may have to go through the documents again and see if that's written somewhere. And if you guys see it in the will or the trust, send it to me, okay? Because I don't recall it. So I'm not sure. I won't report that happened, but the media likes to say that a lot, right? But they don't like to talk about this paragraph in the will. Paragraph 6 of the will that Michael initialed, by the way, right? The one where he says, I have 3 children, and he names Paris, Prince, and BG, and the 2 boys' names are wrong. He didn't initial that in agreement, but he initialed this one in agreement, right? He says, except as otherwise provided in this will or in the trust referred to in Article 3. Now, the trust doesn't mention by name Paris, Prince, and BG. Their names aren't in there. Don't give Debbie Rowe nothing is in there. Don't give Debbie Rowe nothing, but he never mentions in the trust the names of Paris, Prince, and BG. And when the trust was redacted, after BG was born, he didn't have the name, but after BG was born, it said don't give Debbie Rowe nothing. I'm just saying, okay? So Paris, Prince, and BG's name do not appear anywhere in the trust. All it says is my children. And it says at issue, which means that they got to prove it. Okay? But let me read the whole paragraph. Except as otherwise provided in this will or in the trust referred to in Article 3 hereof, I have intentionally omitted to provide for my heirs. I have intentionally omitted to provide for my former wife, Debbie Jean Rowe Jackson. Okay, so when he says his heirs, since it's in the same paragraph, he means Paris Prince. That's what he means, because he put it in the same paragraph. And the heirs, in order to disinherit heirs, you have to name them. You have to have their name somewhere. And this is the will. And their names do appear in the will. Their names do appear in the same document. Okay, the trust is a separate document. The media never wants to talk about this part. Okay, never wants to talk about this part. And I don't think brothers and sisters and parents are automatic heirs when you have children. Only time a parent is an heir is when you don't have any kids. Okay, I think that when he said kids at issue, I think he means Brandon Howard. And I believe since Michael had custody of Paris, Prince, and BG, he was obligated by law I don't know what kind of custody he had of BG though. I really don't. I'm just a little confused about that. Okay. But Paris and Prince, Debbie gave him legal custody in a court of law. Okay. That means that up until the age of 24, they get money from the estate. After the age of 24, which means I think when they turn 25, it's over. I think they get it at the age of 24. Not quite sure. Okay, but it's age 24. I thought it was 26, right? So I think the reason why Paris is giving the estate a hard time because her allowance is over. And she wants to make sure that she gets more money, and she's giving them a hard time because she's mad. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Now, I need to do a deep dive into it to be certain of it, but they don't talk about this. The media don't talk about this. But they like to say, and he disinherited his father. They love to say that one, right? His brothers and sisters ain't mentioned. They're not mentioned at all. In the trust, 3T is mentioned, and so is Anthony and Elijah Jackson. They're mentioned, and then there's this family trust, the family trust. Okay, that's mentioned. Okay, so I think that Paris is given a hard time because she ain't getting no more allowance. But I'm not sure. I have to look. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. Paris is a good choice for what? For what? For what? Tell me what makes her a good choice. She's a rebel. She's an admitted drug addict. She says she's sober. I wonder. Okay. Admitted drug addict. She's rebellious. Okay. She is kind of a loose cannon, right? She's kind of a loose cannon, right? Sometimes you expect something from her and she gives it to you, which is okay. And then other times, like how she dissed the Michael movie. Her diss of the Michael movie might have cost him a couple $1 million. And along with the Casios and their shenanigans, might have cost millions of dollars too. Okay? So, you didn't know about that part of the will? Oh, a lot of, because they never report on it. Suge Knight even said Tupac faked his death. I know Suge Knight said, but you probably put in the Alive series I have to revisit when I get a chance. But was it really Michael in This Is It or an impersonator? Because MJ seemed a little bit out of it. It was Michael. It was Michael with This Is It. Okay, period. It was Michael Joe Jackson in This Is It. Let's see. I think I am to investigate the estate. Didn't know to investigate the estate. When did this page go, by the way, Bodies and Count? The last time I went live, that's when I saw that it wasn't there. Okay, and we discovered it together. Some people say, yeah, it was banned the night before or something. So just very recently. Okay, so let's see. I think that's all the questions, guys. I'll wait one more minute, and then if somebody comes, I will answer. Good evening. Okay, now you guys know I always tell you the truth. I will always, always, always be honest with you. Okay? All right, guys, I think I have to go, and I do have to go. Oh, my goodness, it's 1 o'clock. Love you all. Gotta go. Bye-bye.